Hi, my name is Elena Perez, and this is my 4.3 assignment. So the first question is why students with special needs can be bilingual. So as the video said, kids with special needs are very capable of developing language, and if they can develop language in English, they can also develop a language in Spanish or just any other language. It just takes a lot of resources, a lot of repetition. The video said a rich environment, which I believe it's just having the intent to teach them another language. You can't just expect them to learn it themselves by hearing it. But you have to present the language as you would present the first one. I also think, just like in regular education, regular class and teaching another language, the transfer is easier if they know the first language already, and they can just transfer that knowledge to the other language. So I do think that kids with special needs can be bilingual or even more. It just depends on the environment, the intent behind teaching it, and just, the same way you teach the first language, you have to teach it with as much care and precision and consistency as the first one. So the second question is, what does the National Center for Educational Statistics say and show about students from different ethnic groups in special education programs, and what are the most common disabilities? So when I looked at the website, pretty much the number one is specific learning disabilities, and that just includes the use of language, if they can read or write it, speak or write it, and it says on the website that it's the imperfect ability to listen, think, speak, read, write, spell, or do mathematic calculations. So it's not impossible, it's just the ability for them versus the ability for children without special needs is skewed. So children with special needs, they have an imperfect ability. The next disability is speech or language impairment. The next one is health impairment, which I read that one and it just meant, let me see, children who don't have enough strength or alertness or vitality due to their illness. So something like tuberculosis, epilepsy, heart conditions. That's just one of many that don't allow them to be in general education classes. The next one is autism. So those are the top four. What else? What did it say? Basically, the website, as I read and saw the graphs, was that among the total races / ethnicities, they all seem to have the same number of people in special education services, apart from the Asian race. They seem to have a lot less than everyone else, and the one that has the most is American Indian / Alaska Native, but they all seem to be pretty even in regards to having children in the special education program. And a great thing that I see in one of the graphs is that 80% or more of their time in school is spent inside general classes. So they're following the least restrictive environment policy or law, and that way they're not, separated from their peers, their general class peers, and that number has just gone up since the 2000s to now. Another great graph was where it said they graduated with regular high school diploma, and again, it's a steady number for all races. It seems to have, barely any difference, but they all received their regular high school diploma. Mostly all of them are in the 70s or high 70s. And the ones who received an alternative certificate, that number is very low across the board for all races. So it's very apparent that these services are working, that they are trying to get them in the general classroom as much as possible, and give them the same opportunities, which brings me to the last question, which is what are some effective strategies to advocate for educational and social equality for ELs? And I just thinking about everything that puts an EL at a disadvantage, like cultural differences that they would not get, or material that they would not get because of their cultural differences, or resources that they have or they don't have that their other peers do have. Just kind of recognizing where they fall short, where we can provide services for them as an educational system, provide tutors, translators, therapists, tests that are modified for them, different grading scores, just kind of realizing that one size does not fit all, and just kind of seeing where we lack, in accommodating for children with special needs, and just kind of providing for them in that area. So yeah, that's it.